Your Instagram has a lot of content around Shah Rukh Khan and DDLJ. So where did that come from? Like,
So when we used to watch this DDLJ thing, or when I watch DDLJ, I was like, okay, this Swiss thing I have to do, Ural I have to do. The Europe goals that came from that DDLJ movie.
so welcome everyone. Today is our first episode where we are going to talk everything about travel, and we have a very special guest with us. She is Shivangi, and she has her channel called Traveling. Shivangi has traveled to almost 30 countries and she is not going to stop. I can tell that from her channel and her Instagram. So, Shivangi, a great welcome to our first episode. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, thank you, Rashmi, for this particular interview, and I'm really glad to be part of this first interview with you guys. And I am looking forward to work with alike in future also. And this is like a great day, and I'm really happy to be part of this, and I'm feeling really good about it. And thank you for calling me on this.
Yeah, I'm also very excited to hear your story, how you started traveling, and how you're managing it. So I have lots of questions for you. Be ready.
Yeah.
And I hope that our viewers will also have those questions when they will see your Instagram profile, your YouTube channel. They will definitely want to ask you, how do you manage it all? So definitely going to try that. So let's start with the first question. I know about you, but tell us, our audience, about how you travel. What exactly do you do?
Guys, my name is Shivangi, and I have been traveling for so long that I don't even remember when it started, when it all started. But yeah, I started my Instagram few years back, but then I was not serious, and this year only I got a little bit serious about our Instagram and YouTube, and now it is growing, and we are loving it. So it's firstly it all started to escape from the 9 to 5 corporate life. So I was working as a software developer, and it was okay, you have to work 7 days. Sometimes it's 6 days a week I'm working, and then I was okay, I have to do something else apart from my work, and then it all started. So since then we never stopped. We started as going on a bike trip. So I remember that I was living in Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar, and then there were a lot of places which you can do on bike trip. So whole of Rajasthan and Gujarat I explored through the bike rides. So it was a great time. Those years I remember because of my trips, because I used to go on mostly every month we have one trip or another going on, and it came to us that traveling is our calling. So when we started, we didn't thought that we'll plan something like Instagram or we'll do something YouTube. But now since those many years we are traveling now, and now we want to share how we started and how everyone else in 9 to 5 job can also travel, because people usually think that for travel you have to be a full-time traveler or a full-time vlogger, or you have to leave your job to travel. But it's not like that. I assure you guys that we have been doing for so many years that now I know that you can actually travel, you can actually plan everything in advance and go and explore whatever you want to do. So we have been living our European dream for so long. We always wanted to come to Europe, and now me and my partner, we are traveling to Europe in we have covered almost every Schengen country which is part of our visa, and we are also exploring other parts over the world. So it's easy. It's not that hard as people think that with your 9 to 5 job it will be very hard. So our goal is mainly to inspire the people who are working in their 9 to 5 jobs, and they actually believe. I have met so many people, and even in my family, people think that we won't get leaves, we can't come to Europe, we will not be able to travel. And these things are coming from our friends and family, and when we tell them no, it's possible, you just have to take that step, you just have to create that mindset that you can, with just 10 days or 15 days you can manage and you can travel to Europe. And we love to create the itineraries and the budget things for the people who actually wants to travel, so that they can fit their all the things that they want. So we curate their personalized itineraries also. So right now, like I'm so excited to do this because we are getting so many queries from people around the world that please can you share us how we can travel across Norway, how we can travel across Switzerland. So it is really good to see. So it's like that this journey will continue, as you said that I'll continue exploring. So this journey will continue and we'll definitely explore other continents in the coming days and in the coming weeks. Travel is something that will definitely give you pleasure. So you should definitely like beside your 9 to 5 job, you should start thinking about yourself, like what is your bucket list, what you want to do and what you can do. So please reach out to us if you need any help.
Yeah, and that's something you're never going to regret. Travel is something.
Yes, that's true.
And since you have been working 9 to 5 so far, like you're traveling side by side, you're working side by side, how do you really juggle with it? Like, we want to know that.
Yeah, okay, so that's a very common question that I get, like how do you manage or how do you travel along with your 9 to 5 job? So it's the thing that I learned very early that I have to prioritize my travel. So the first thing is that I always prioritize. If I have to go somewhere, I'll start working towards it. So I'll finish up my task or finish up my work way before so that I get the time to, start planning and like start looking towards my new destination wherever I am planning to go. And it is like you have to work smart, then you can travel smart. So you have to create that kind of reputation with your supervisor and employer also. So you have to be transparent with them. You have to give them complete idea, like I'll be taking these many leaves in a year and I'll be working from, if you can like ask for remote work, that is really good, because I usually ask for remote work if I'm traveling to some other countries in Europe. And then like what we do is like I have been working with one of our clients who is really supportive. So they already know that I have an Instagram page. So my supervisors know that I also run an Instagram page and we are like an influencer or content creator. And whenever I tell them that I'll be traveling to this place, they are really supportive. Okay, you can go, because if you are transparent with the people you are working with, they'll definitely help you. So be transparent in your work and be really good at your work. Whatever you do, be really good at it, so that people also understand that if you are taking leaves or if you are going out, that is like, even then you will be able to complete your work, or even then you will be very good at your work. So I really like, because I love coding also and I love traveling also, so it's really difficult for me to choose between those two. So if you have like, let's say we get 25 vacation days in a year. So what I will do, I will segregate in multiple months along with weekends. And if there are any national holidays coming up, I will club them with those. So that like last time when in 2019, I remember I had 25 days and I converted them into 56 days of vacation. And in 56 days, you can actually travel a lot of countries in Europe.
Since you're like saying that you cover all the holidays, vacations that you get from office and then you decide where to go. But my next question is different actually. So I see that your Instagram has a lot of content around Shah Rukh Khan and DDLJ. So where did that come from? Like,
okay, so yeah, so I am 90s kid, and every 90s kid know that the Bollywood is all about Shah Rukh Khan. So we have been like growing up watching those things. So when we used to watch this DDLJ thing, or when I watched DDLJ, I was like, okay, this Swiss thing I have to do, Urail I have to do. So like we watched ZNMD, we watched other things, but they are later in our ages. And that gave us goals, but the Europe goals that came from that DDLJ movie. So when I came to Europe, like I had to explore all those places. I had to create a content, and it's like a vibe. So when you go to Switzerland, you'll find so many Indians, and I have met people like they'll be dressed up like Shah Rukh Khan in Swiss, and they'll be roaming around, and it's such a nice vibe to meet Indians in Switzerland that you will be like fall in love. So there is this incident I remember, that when I was traveling in Switzerland in morning, like it was 7 a.m. in the morning, and there were 3 more couples in the train. So they started playing DDLJ songs and they were literally dancing inside the train. So it's like a vibe there. So Shah Rukh Khan is not just an actor that we love, like it's really a vibe in Europe. So if you're going to any country, like Switzerland is best, but even Iceland now, it's all about Shah Rukh Khan after he showcased it in like this movie Dilwale. So there is this song, Gerua song. That song has all the locations of Iceland, and when we watched it in GOT as well. But when we watched that in Gerua, we were like, okay, we have to go these places because Shah Rukh Khan has been there. So
that's better than GOT.
yeah. So that's why I'm creating content about it. That's why I'm traveling all those places, and people also love it. Like
I love
so
those.
many.
Seriously, you look so pretty in that. The dresses and everything is beautiful. Seriously.
Yeah, and like we are getting so much of good response because Switzerland is like every Indian wants to go and every Indian wants to see like how can we go there and how they are more interested in like what's the budget and what's like the itinerary would be best and how to do all the Shah Rukh Khan location. Specifically, they are asking me for DDLJ locations. Can you give me all the areas where I can go for DDLJ locations and everything? So it is really nice to do like those kind of itineraries because people really love it. So when like we sometimes curate stuff which people also want to see. So that is like one part. So this is especially for people and like obviously it just gives me pleasure to do this because it has been like in my mind for so long.
So you do so many things. You've been to so many beautiful countries. How do you manage the budget? Like, what's the
Okay. Yeah, so there is like this there are so many factors about it, so it depends country to country. Like I remember that we started using this our expense limit. So we used to do this expense limit thing that we will spend only this much on a day, and if we expand that, like if we extend this expense limit, we will limit our expense the next day. So that's our main idea to do it. So like the whole budgeting is done before the trip itself.
Okay.
So that we know how much we are gonna spend in this particular country, because you can spend as much as you want while traveling and it can go over the limit. It can like put a dent in your wallet, so you don't want to do that. So if you are traveling, you have to travel like a smart person and you have to carry all those things. Like what people do, the mistakes is that they don't carry the currency of that particular country, or they don't carry particular credit card or a travel credit card and get the huge like fees for transaction fees, like for conversion or everything. So you have to be smart, really smart in those areas. So we usually carry like a proper travel card so that it can help us with minimal fee or no fee. So no fee forex card or something like that you have to carry for like for limiting your expense or something like that. And then you have to set your limit. So I remember that I have to do so many experiences in Switzerland, and Switzerland is really expensive in terms of accommodation. So what we did it, we thought, okay, we'll do camping and we'll do all the experiences.
Okay.
So that's how we like switched. So like if I'll go to some country which is like really good, or which is like in budget, or which provides good accommodations in cheap prices. So let's say Portugal or Greek or Latvia. So these are the countries that are really cheap in terms of accommodation. So there I'll book like 4-star, 5-star places or like a good resort or something. But I know in Switzerland and Norway we cannot book we cannot spend hefty amount on accommodation because we want to do other experiences as well. So that time I'll just switch and we'll do camping instead. So also like if you are budgeting, let's take an example of Swiss trip itself, where while you are budgeting you have to think that whether public transportation is more helpful for you or whether renting a car is more helpful for you. So you have to do that calculation. So we do that calculation, and now we also provide that calculation to others, so that other people don't have to do that calculation. So if they want, they can just simply ask us that we are going for 5 days. Should we buy a Swiss pass or should we take the car rental car? So my idea is simple. Like if as I told you earlier also, that experiences comes first. So I'll definitely like spend my budget on experiences rather than on accommodation or other stuff. So that's my idea.
But I think all this requires a lot of research and planning, because not many people think that much. No, they just book the tickets, go and just go with the flow, and then they realize, oh my god, like they've spent so much. So
yeah, that's true. So that
this way
that's where I think
planning.
Yeah, so it actually definitely requires a lot of planning, and as I told you that I love that phase of traveling, that I love to plan, like I love to budget things, I love to create a checklist that these things I have to do, these experiences I have to take, and then day-wise itineraries I create, so that like I want to optimize itinerary so that I don't cross one street at 2 times in a day. So I create an optimized Google itinerary with using Google Maps, so that like we don't roam around the same place again and again. So it has to be optimized so that we save our time and do as much as we want to do in a single day. So those are our things, and yes, obviously it requires a lot of planning. And yeah, I can say that if people don't want to spend that much time on planning, it's really good, because now Instagram, there are a lot of creators who are providing this information. So you just have to go and check out their account, and you will definitely find one reel or the other about the budgeting, about the travel itineraries, or about like what things you should do, what things you should not do in a particular country. So it's really easy now. So though everyone don't have to go through the whole Google thing, they can just watch a single video or a single reel, and they will get the whole information. And that is like a really good opportunity for other travelers nowadays, so they can definitely like go and check out any of the reels and find all the information. So that's what we are trying to create. So in our Instagram, if you'll go, you can see that there are a lot of itineraries, there are a lot of budget tips, there are a lot of things that you should do, mistakes you should avoid. So we are trying to create all those things in a compact version, so that people don't have to go and do the same thing that we do here. So like I was a travel blogger also, so I used to write blogs. And like if you are writing blogs, you also like I also like to read that much of travel blogs. So I am reading too many blogs, I'm watching too many vlogs, and after that I am creating and curating my itinerary and creating the content that I want to showcase. And so after doing that like research part, I am just showcasing you in a 15 seconds or a 30 seconds reel. So it is like a very compact version, and you are getting a lot of information from that. So I would suggest that even if people don't want to do that much of planning, they can simply go on Instagram and see any creators reel. It is really helpful, because they are putting so much of effort just to help the people out there.
Yeah, and it's a nice way. I mean, why not just travel like the people you like, kind of thing.
So it's like anyways, people are doing research and everything, and they are helping you out. You can just take advantage of it, and because everyone doesn't have that much of time. And I can say that
it's money and efforts also.
I understand that people who are doing 9 to jobs there in India or in any or other parts of the world, they don't get as much time to put on in research and planning before going on a trip. But then just 15 seconds is enough to get you through the whole story.
So let's talk about some challenges. Like, what are the basic challenges that you face? Or let's say, which is the biggest challenge you faced while traveling?
Okay. I would say like I haven't faced as many challenges as people might have faced, but I just feel like I don't think if it's a challenge for me or not, but I just feel that being a vegetarian is sometimes that you wanna try few stuff in the country, you wanna try out local cuisines, but there are countries which does not have any local cuisine without meat. So it is really the toughest thing to decide on, okay, what I should try, because you don't have any options sometimes. So that is why like sometimes I feel like it's the biggest challenge. Either I should turn into non-vegetarian, or what should I do if I want to try local food or try something different or something new. So I think that would be the biggest thing that I feel right now. So
I think food being the same for me, because I'm also a vegetarian. So that really
so that happens. Yes, and I also get like a lot of queries. People will ask, okay, if I'm going to Spain, if I'm going to this place, will I get Indian food or will I get a vegetarian food? Or sometimes there are Jain people who will ask like, will I get a vegan food, because they don't even eat the other stuff. And like so we are also vegetarian, and that is really helpful to find out like the best places to eat in a different countries. So but sometimes we miss out on these things like a local food. So even in Norway, I'm living here, and most of the Norwegian dishes are non-vegetarian, so I cannot try them. And this is like, okay, I'm missing out on few things, but what can I do? I'm a vegetarian. So that's like the one of the challenge that I feel while traveling. Otherwise, I don't think like you can overcome everything with planning.
Okay. What's your happiest travel memory?
Oh, okay. There are so many, so it's really difficult to figure out which one to tell. But I think I'll go with the volcanic eruption thingy, because what happened, like we were traveling to Iceland, and we didn't know that it's gonna be we'll ever be gonna see volcanic eruption. And just before we are flying, we got to know that 3 days ago there was a volcanic eruption. So when we reached in Iceland, we just switched whole our plan, just throw away our whole itinerary just to go and watch the volcanic eruption. And it was like a whole 1 day thing, because you have to go for a 10 kilometers hike, and then you have to go and watch that. So it was such a great feeling that it is very rare. This is, first of all, this is a very rare phenomena. Only 1 or 2% people in the world get to see it. And so when you are seeing it live, it was like, okay, what on earth? Where on earth we are? Like, earth is so, like, it gives you a feeling of you are so minute in terms of whole world, and there are so much things, so much experiences, so much natural wonders to still see. So it made me realize, okay, we are so lucky that it was just 3 days, because it usually doesn't happen at time. Like, many people go to Iceland and many people miss it. I remember we met a couple who actually visited Iceland 10 days ago itself, and then they came back from New York just to visit this volcano eruption, or just to witness that volcanic eruption again. And I was like, yeah, that's dedication, because they have just been to Iceland and they are coming back to see the volcanic eruption. So it was really great. I remember that it would be the happiest memory, because it just strikes so many emotions when we are watching that.
So, Shivangi, you've been traveling for so long and you've been to so many countries. Are there any tips for girls who are traveling solo, or let's say even in group? Are there any safety tips you would want to share?
Yes. So when you are traveling to new countries, new places, first thing you should do, like before even looking into what places you should visit, what experiences you should take, you should search for what scams are there in those particular countries. So let's say if you are traveling to cities like France, cities like Paris, Barcelona, so there they have a lot of scams. So if you search on Google, you'll get a whole list of the scams that can happen with you. And the second thing is stay alert about your surroundings. And obviously, being a girl, if you're booking your accommodation like for solo thing, you should book in a city center, or you should book in an area which are like good, and then you should look for neighborhood that are actually recommended by other women or other creators. Because sometimes you don't know about the country, you don't know about the city, and you book your accommodation in such areas which are not that much good, and you can face certain kind of problems there. So there are few countries which are like Europe or other countries are normally safe, but there are still some areas or some people that are not safe to be around. So and then always share your itineraries with someone in your families, like someone you can rely on, so that even if let's say your phone is dead or something happens, so someone in your families knows that okay, she's traveling there, she's going there, and they have information about you, so that you are not lost, you are not alone. Anyone in your family can contact back and figure out like what happened, where were you. And then I think like you should learn few of the basic local language, few of the basic terms, so that if you are in something like something happens, your phone is missing or your wallet is gone, you can ask for help in their local languages to the locals. So you should learn like few of the local terms when you are traveling to that particular country. It's not that hard. And then I think like one more thing I would suggest is that if you are traveling alone or if you are going alone, one more thing is that note down all the apps that are needed in that country. No, download the translation apps, because that is one more thing. You cannot learn the whole language in few days. So you should have a translation app in your system, so that if like in your mobile, so that if you are traveling to some country where like it is difficult to figure out or find out the English speaking people or your language speaking people, so that you can just translate them and show the application. So that is really helpful. And like download the public transportation apps or some of the apps that are really helpful for you during your travel. So all those things you need to do. I'm not gonna suggest that carry the pepper spray or something like that, because usually that is not needed. But yeah, for your own safety, just do these steps and you will be really safe around all the countries.
Okay. So you just mentioned that you've seen volcano eruption, right? Is there anything that you dream to watch, or let's say dream to do when you travel that you haven't done?
Yes. Yeah, so there are like a bucket list experiences that I want to really do, and like I have been planning for them since I started traveling. So like I wanted to go to New Zealand for their fjords, for their waterfalls. So there is one thing about New Zealand. And then I want to go to the Antarctica cruise, so the South Pole, so which is like a really untouched area of Earth. So I want to do that, go there and experience like how life is there, though there is a little bit of life, but I want to experience that. And then like national parks, there are so many national parks in US, Canada, and I want to do hiking there and explore the national parks and the beauty around there, because I have seen and I have heard from people that it's so beautiful out there. Norway is also really beautiful, and I've explored as like too many places here, but now I want to go beyond and explore the other areas. So I think these are the top three in my bucket list for now. Let's see.
Okay.
Like there are many countries, but these are like the experiences that I want to do.
Okay. Any place that you liked in India, if we talk about home?
Yes, Leh Ladakh. And whole like Spiti, Leh Ladakh, and whole of Rajasthan. Like these places are really close to me because, like Rajasthan, I have traveled on weekends. So every weekend in a month we'll go to Jaipur and we'll do like a 4 day trip. We'll go to Jodhpur and we'll do a 2 day trip, and we'll go to Bikaner. We'll go to Udaipur. We'll go to Mount Abu. So that place is really close because I remember it was like a escape for me when I was there in India, because every time we'll go to these places, it will really like they have made me learn how traveling is important in my life. So that is one place. And then Leh Ladakh, like when I visited that place, I fell in love with it. So I'm like, okay, this is something really out of the world. In India itself, you can experience so much. It is so beautiful, firstly, and then the landscapes there are just mesmerizing. Like you'll never see anything like that because the height that you are at, firstly, because I don't think I have seen those height mount like that much of height in the mountains here in Europe also. So that part of India is like really close to my heart, and it is really mesmerizing. So it is just like out of the world place, and I love it. Like I just want to, like, these are the places which I would love to go again and again whenever I travel to India. So yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Spiti, so I can understand kind of what you are talking about. It's just beautiful. It looks like you're on some other planet. It feels like that.
Yes, true. Yes, true. I have been there 2 times, so it was really like one time is not enough, and still I'm thinking if I'll go to India, I'll plan sometime again to go to Spiti or Leh Ladakh. So these places are really, really, really stunning. Everyone should once get a chance to travel to these remote areas of our country because they are literally very beautiful.
Yeah, Ladakh is definitely on my bucket list for that matter. So Shivangi, you've been again traveling so much. How are you planning to grow as a traveler?
Okay, so it's like it's not easy to answer this because there are so many things in my mind right now. Because as a traveler, whenever you go out, you learn so much. You learn about your world. You learn around, like you learn from different people you meet. You learn about like different cultures in the world. So it's like you are always learning when you are traveling. So it's always part of like your growth. It's always part of your growth as a human. As a creator, I'm learning so much that like I meet so many other travelers, I meet so many other creators, and I gain from their experiences like what they are doing and what we can do more. So that is something that you learn as a part of a journey. So it is like a part of a journey of a traveler that you already are learning so much. So it is part of your growth. And I should answer like as a creator how I'm trying to grow. So my plan is to create so much of DIY itineraries for people so that they don't have to rely on someone else. They can just go and check the DIY itineraries, and they can ask us if they want to like modify it or do something about it, and we should be there to help them out so that they don't find those much challenges that we find sometimes to plan or to research. So that is one thing. Like I want to create DIY itineraries so anyone and everyone can travel wherever they want to go, and then some like budget estimations as per the budget. So some people have like low budget, some people can spend lavishly on their travel. So it's like budget estimation for different kinds of people. Then I like to travel with the optimized itineraries, as I mentioned earlier. So I want to give that optimization to other people so that they don't waste their time while they're traveling. They spend like as they can do as much experiences as we are doing in a day. Because when we tell people, okay, we did this, they don't believe us. They say that, do you have like a time machine or what? How are you managing to travel so much in a single day, or how much are you managing to travel so much in like 2 days or a week? Then this is all about optimization, how you are optimizing your itinerary. So as a traveler also and as a creator also, I want to optimize the itineraries. I want to optimize the travel for as many people as it possible. So that like no one ever says, okay, we wanted to travel but we couldn't because we don't have the time for it. So even the time that you have, you can travel to many places. So it's just about optimization. It's just about planning. And then I want to like start making some of the ebooks or something that really helps out the people. So digital products, let's say
Okay.
digital products. So I want to start on digital products. Then I want to start on collaboration with other creators, because there are people who have traveled more than me. So I want to learn from their experiences, and I want to give the authentic experience to my audience, so that they also get to know, okay, there are other places also to explore in the world. There are so many experiences to gain. There is so much left, in this world, to go out there and just try to learn something, try to experience something. So it's all about like how you are ready for it or not. So if you are ready to learn, if you're ready to grow, you will definitely find multiple ways. So that's
Yeah.
why, like, that's how.
Yeah, in fact, I checked your DDLJ itinerary on Alike's platform. That then I'm like, okay, there's a whole itinerary here. Like you have
Yeah.
mentioned every place, every photo also. So that was quite interactive.
Yeah, so I just wanted to, like, because usually you will also get like the Bollywood places you can
Mhm.
visit in Switzerland,
Yeah.
but a dedicated itinerary in a optimized form, so that you can cover all those things in a single day. That is like really difficult, because people will get that list, but they don't know how to, go there, how to do these places. So that's what I wanna simplify for them. So it's like simplification of like things, but you don't know how to do those things or
Mhm.
how to travel to those places. So I just want to simplify those things for people. So that's why, like, I love creating those kind of content, so that it's all all people wants to do that, but they doesn't know like where to start or how to plan. So that's what I want to do: simplify those things, optimize those things for the people who really want to travel.
Yeah, and I'm also looking forward to it. I've seen a lot of videos of yours and itineraries, and they're so like well optimized and they're so simple to understand also. So that's something I really like about your content.
Thank you so much. Like, it's really good to, hear the feedback from the people who are watching our content, because then it gives me motivation. Okay, like, I am creating something good.
Your content is visually so appealing. I mean, I would really ask people to go and check her content on Instagram by the name of Traveling. We'll also mention it in the description box, definitely. But I so love it. It's so beautiful. This Switzerland background, and the GOT wala reel that you made. That was so beautiful. So
Yeah, so yes, we try, like, we always try to create, the visuals that we are, because it's countries are literally very beautiful. So it is really, it's a challenge to showcase that beauty, or to capture that beauty of those many beautiful places into one particular reel or into one like shot. So it's like a challenge to figure out like what shots to take, what angles to create those content for, and then, like, obviously one thing is like how to dress up also, so that is also come into picture. So some
yeah.
sort of styling, but like all that packed into one reel, and then people love it, then people like it. It's like really really, it just motivates me, or it just motivates me and my partner both, because when we are traveling together, we are like, okay, he'll be doing all the shots and I'll be running around here and there. So
Mhm.
it is really good to see like how people love it, and how people respond to such kind of content. And then we feel really motivated. Okay, we should do more of these kind of things, because people are loving it, people wants this, people wants to watch this, and people are getting some value out of it, which is like the main reason we are doing it. So yeah. And
One more question that wasn't in the list, but I want to ask it. How
yeah,
do how do you pack all the stuff? Because you have so many beautiful dresses and everything. How do you do that?
yeah, so it's like things that okay, so packing for us is really challenging sometimes, because we have we have so much of gadgets, so that takes all of our space. So it's like we carry drone, we carry two cameras, we carry two gimbals, we carry laptop, we carry phone. So it is like all of the packing thing is like firstly equipment, and then we'll think, okay, about what we need to do, what we need to carry. So firstly the equipment and gadgets are ready, tripods and everything are ready. After that we plan, okay, now we have to do the planning stuff. So like, I am planning to do this packing reel once, in later days, because everyone asks me like, how do you manage to pack so much of the stuff, because those dresses are literally heavy. So usually, like, we use these packing cubes, or we use these kind of vacuum packs, because they can just minimize all the space. And yeah, when you are traveling in Europe, there is a baggage limit, so you can only carry 10 kg in your check-in, or like with you in a cabin. And if you want, you can carry the check-in luggage. So usually I don't carry a check-in luggage because I want to be like as fast as I can get out of the airport and start exploring. So that's my idea, that I'll carry just the cabin luggage. But sometimes, like if you're camping, I'll carry the cabin luggage as well so that I can keep my camping stuff and that. But yeah, it's all about how you are rolling your stuff or how you are. Sometimes I recreate multiple looks with like one skirt like 2 3 skirts I will carry and the top will be same. So it is like creating multiple looks with just one particular top. Or sometimes what I'll carry one jeans and I'll just recreate multiple looks by different tops or different kind of shrugs or something. So it's like optimization comes in packing also.
We have two
So they
keywords
are
from
also
this whole conversation: optimization and planning.
yes. So yeah, because like I'm a software developer, so that's what I do in my work. That work also, so that things I apply in travel also. And obviously, like being a girl, I get more stuff. My partner gets less place to pack his stuff. So obviously, I take some space from him also. So that's how I manage. But yeah, I should definitely create one reel or one
And
video about
we will
packing.
all look forward to that reel, definitely. And
Yeah.
I'll see. We will share it on Alike also, that reel, so that our viewers can get some idea how do you do it. And now comes the fun part of this interview. We have a
Okay.
rapid fire question round. Very simple.
Okay.
I'll start.
Looking forward to it. Let's see.
I'll start.
Yeah.
What's your favorite travel destination?
Switzerland.
Okay. Beaches or mountains?
Mountains.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunsets.
One travel destination you'd revisit without hesitation.
Switzerland.
Okay. Best travel hack.
Best travel hack is planning.
Planning. Okay. Craziest travel adventure.
Craziest travel adventure. Okay, so it was paragliding for me.
Strangest food encounter.
Oh, okay. Strangest food encounter. So it's like a basic thing, but it's strange because I never thought that I'll eat my life's worst pizza in Italy, because Italy is like known for its pizza, but I have had my best and worst pizza there.
Okay, so I think that's it. That was the wrapping up of this whole interview, and I personally loved talking to you, Shivangi.
Yeah, thank you. Like, thank you for this particular interview, and I'm really looking forward to, more such videos or more such interactions with people. And I'm really glad that you called me. I mean, it was really nice talking to you. It was really nice to, with all your questions. I just revive all my memories. I just revived, okay, what all I have to tell to people about travel. Thank you for having me here.
Same, thank you for joining in. I mean, we will definitely have more conversation. I have some travel stories which I'll talk to you about, and I'll get more tips from you.
I'm really gonna list this down as one of my best interviews ever. So because I love talking to you. So
and I hope we
thank
have
you.
more such interviews. We have more such people coming here, sharing their stories, and helping people travel more.
Yes, that's the main goal. That's the main idea. I hope you get more people, more travelers for the interview, and really good luck for you guys. Like, good luck to you guys for doing this particular thing. It's really nice. It's really helpful. So yeah, I'd love to. I love sharing my experiences, and I would love to be part of this anytime. So yeah.
Okay.
And yes, I just want to tell other people, like, if you want, you guys can check out the profile. It is traveling, and you guys can just look for content about Europe. So if you are like want to do your Europe dream trip, please do check out us, because we are creating a lot of European itineraries, lot of Europe content.
And we will share her itineraries and also her profile in the description box. So do check that out.
Thank you.